Namaste. We are lucky to have Dr. Ajit Shankar holding the camera for us today. And this is not a fashion statement. We are going to do certain movements using these resistance bands in this video. Before we proceed any further, if you're liking what we do at this channel, please subscribe, like, and share our video. What we'll do with these today is predominantly our lower body. The big lifts, that is deadlift and squats, are good, but they predominantly work our larger muscles. Not that they do not work the stabilizers, but the tendency for people to leave their stabilizers relatively weaker is far more when we are doing big lifts. These movements that we are going to demonstrate, as happens with almost every other movement, work equally well for the best trained athlete as well as for someone who is a complete novice who has never trained in their life. You would notice that I have two of them in my hand. Actually, they come at various levels of resistance. As we try doing in every video, we'll try to be systematic about it. We'll start from ankles, go into the calves, and then slowly we'll move up till our hips. And the side of our hips, which is where we have most of the stabilizers. These are going to work for you if you're an athlete and you sprint, lift, run, play, and you are working towards your PRs. And these will work for you equally well if you've been a sedentary human being who's trying to get out of bed and starting their first walk or jog. We'll start with the most elementary move. Put the band under your feet, get a good stretch, and start to kick sideways. Obviously, switch sides. What you don't want to do is on your way back, come very quickly. When you are returning, you have to come back slow. You would realize that the size of this band is bigger. They do come at smaller sizes, but what I try doing is I make it smaller like this. Put it around your knees like this and just start to march. Do this march. And when you get used to the marching, stand on your toes and then try to do the lifting. And this is where your ankle joint and the stabilizers around the ankle will work really well. Obviously, switch sides. There will be the tendency to tilt to the other side, and that's where the imbalances come into picture. Our effort should be to be as steady and vertical as we can. During the moves, the core has to be kept completely tight. Now this one is a slightly advanced version of hip thrusts. Normal hip thrust goes like this. We have the band around our knees. We stretch it out and we do hip thrust. When we come up, we stretch our knees further out, come back and come down. The band has the tension all the time while we are coming up and going down. It's just that when we are up here, we further stretch it, get it back and come down. For this next move, we have to lie down. Keep a good stretch in the band. Lift up to the extent that you feel the stretch here, and then start to move your ankle like this while the band remains stretched. You will feel the stretch not only in your ankle joint, but all through the calf muscle. And as happens with every move, you change the leg and repeat it for the other leg. For the next one, we again make it smaller. Something of this size. And you do get these in all sizes and all levels of resistance. So just above the kneecaps again, core tight, knees can be slightly bent, and then we start to do these movements. Forward, sideways, and back. Obviously, repeat for the other leg. Forward, sideways, back, and you would realize that it's working the glutes and mostly the gluteus medius, which is the muscle at our side here. As you gain proficiency with this, try to make a circle and try not to come too close to your other leg when you are doing. There should be enough tension in the band when you are doing this move. Repeat. Why I'm putting my hand here is that it gives me the feedback that my core is tight. For the next move, we keep our legs initially slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and then we do lateral moves like this. Notice that I'm keeping the tension all the time. So we don't have to do this. We don't have to go as close as this. When we get our knees together, the tension in the band is gone. So we take wider steps to the side while keeping the core tight. And for the next move, we keep the band right above our ankle, keep the band stretched, and then take small little steps to the front. And as you get fatigued, take those steps back. Once again, we shorten the length. We lie down on our side and slip this in. It's ideal that the top knee stays 2 inches ahead of the bottom knee, and the idea is without moving or tilting to open the knee up and take it down slowly. The hip stays stable, the torso stays stable, just the knee moves up and down. And we obviously switch sides. We come to our side, the lower leg is bent like this, and the upper one gets a good stretch while going up. And we switch sides. So that's all for today's video. Work on your stabilizers and watch how your ankle, knee, hip pain goes away. And if you are a sprinter, watch how miraculously your speed goes up. If you are a lifter, you may add 5 to 10 kgs to your squats and deadlifts. Stay happy and healthy. Namaste.